Alright guys, well I'm trying something new. I'm going to try to show my face more in my videos because some of you guys commented, hey, if you show your face more, maybe you'll get a larger fan base because people will connect with you more. So here I am. I'm going to start this video by saying, please don't get mad at me, but I ended up selling the 1987 or 1986 Chevy K10 square body. I can explain why I did it. It was a financial decision. Basically, I bought it back in November for $3,200. I ended up driving it daily for 6 months until I sold it last week. I ended up selling it for $5,000, so that is a $1,800 profit for me, which is good. It was straight profit. I didn't spend any money repairing it because it was extremely reliable. It was a dead solid truck. It was a bucket list truck of mine, but the way I see it is I bought it, I got to drive it for 6 full months. I met my hero. The thing is, you can't replace the convenience of modern technology. A lot of you argue that the older stuff's more reliable, and I agree with you, but the newer stuff also is not too hard to keep running. I'm just saying. You can fight me in the comments, but that's what it is. So I'm pretty happy. I got to drive my bucket list car for 6 months, and I sold it for a large profit. Well, now you might be saying to yourself, rural Vermonter, what are you going to buy next? Because every time you sell a car, you buy a new one, and you are correct. I am going to buy another one. I'm going to mix it up this time. So I've owned over 25 vehicles, and I've never paid more than $4,000 per vehicle. That's because for me, I'd rather own a lot of cheap vehicles and fix them up than one expensive one. But I'm going to mix that up today. There's a truck down in Boston listed for $6,000. It's a very nice truck from what I can tell. It seems pretty clean. The rockers have been replaced, cab corners have been replaced because it's a Silverado, and those things, the rockers rust pretty bad on those, so that's not surprising to me. But otherwise, it looks pretty clean. So we're going to go down there. I'm definitely going to be spending more than $4,000 unless I can be a master barterer. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be buying next. I'm going to be buying it for my daily driver because it has an 8-foot bed and extended cab, so I can fit my friends in it, and I can put a bunch of stuff in it, and I can load it down with a bunch of stuff, and I can put my sliding camper in it, which is the main reason I bought it. Is I need a truck that I can put a sliding camper in, and that's also going to be reliable, which I could do for this thing, but I think it'd be nicer to have an extended cab. Well, I got the Silverado all loaded up. This is the plates I'll be putting on his truck. Got some snacks. I'm just stopping at my friend's house trying to pick him up because he's going to drive this one back while I drive the other truck back. So we're about 8 minutes out or so. I'm just gonna stop here to call him, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of recording of the action of the sale. Okay, we just got here. There's a truck, and I'm gonna go check it out now. So we're having some troubles with the truck. It won't shift out of park because the cable's stretched under here. I'm doing some troubleshooting because you know me, Chevy mechanic. Okay, this is a disaster so far. The truck wouldn't shift out of park because luckily I found out that the linkage underneath there had come off the transmission, so I put the linkage back on. We got it moving, but it got stuck in the middle of the road because he was trying to turn it around. So I had to jump under the car in the middle of the road with cars driving by, put the linkage back on. So hopefully it goes better from there on. Okay, well, we got to figure it out, put a zip tie around it. Now we're going to take it for a test spin. So I was able to make a deal with the guy. Basically, we settled on $4,250, but he said he'd only do $4,250 if he was allowed to leave the stuff in the bed here. And I said, sure, why not? I got enough junk in my house anyway. What's a few more pounds gonna do? So we got the truck, gonna make it home. I zip tied the linkage underneath the truck so it should make it home. Other than that, it seems in pretty good shape. So I'm about to trade this for that. Okay, well, like I showed you, we got the truck. It was a pretty wild time. One of my more interesting Craigslist encounters. I will explain it to you later, but what you need to know right now is we got the truck. We got it for $4,250, and it's driving just fine. Pretty quiet, pretty nice. Okay, we have some bad news with this truck. It went away, but every time I go above, let's say 73, the service engine light starts blinking, which basically means a misfire code was detected. It's strong enough to damage the catalytic converter. So we have a misfire at above 73 miles an hour. Yeah, see, there it is again. I can't imagine it's going to be a big deal to fix, but it is annoying that I paid $4,200. Okay, well, keeping the truck under 70 miles an hour
it is actually really nice and comfy to drive. It's definitely comfier than the Silverado, which my friend is driving ahead of me. Yes, I am a little bit disappointed that the engine light started blinking above 70 miles an hour. I'm fairly sure that it's going to be an easy fix though, and other than that, the truck really does drive very nicely.
Well, we made it home last night. Here's the truck. Just drove it over here so you guys can get a better view of it. You can hear it runs well. Listen to this. Anyway, let me show you around it, I guess. So here's the truck like I showed you a little bit yesterday. I'm going to go into specific details about the truck, but first let me talk about the transaction because it was a little bit wild. So we got down there and I ended up getting there before the guy actually got there. I was taking a look underneath the truck, so he rolls up and he started the truck up. It started just fine and it sounded really good. It has a slight exhaust manifold leak on the driver's side. He already replaced the passenger side, so I might do the driver's side in the future. But I went to go put it into drive on my test drive and nothing happened. It just was, the cable felt all loose. And so I said to him, hey, what's going on here? He said, oh no, this has never happened before. He used a bit of more profanity that I won't use, but he felt pretty bad. So I went underneath the truck to take a look since I had a feeling that the linkage had fallen off, and I was right, the linkage had fallen off the transmission. So I just put it back on. Then he tried to turn it around and got stuck in the middle of the road because he had to back up and the linkage fell off in the middle of the road again. So I ran to the middle of the road, put it back on. He was able to get it out of the road. We ended up zip tying it and it made it all the way home. Another interesting thing that happened during the transaction is a couple of guys kept coming by and tried to buy it while I was already doing the transaction. So they stopped and they were like, oh, I'll buy this truck. And I had offered him $42.50, which he accepted. And they were like, oh, I'll give you $5,000. So I was like, nah, get out of here, guys. Luckily, he had gone inside of the house at that point when those guys were coming. So I told them, oh, I already offered him more than you offered him, so get out of here. But I'm not going to lose the deal to that. Since this is a nice truck, it's obvious that other people wanted it. So $42.50 I'm pretty happy with. So the other issue with this truck was the flashing engine light that came on above 73 miles an hour. That frustrated me pretty good at first. I was not too happy about seeing that. But it really doesn't affect the way it drives at all. I can't even tell that there's a misfire going on when I am driving it. So I ended up getting home. I looked it up. It turns out it's kind of a common problem. Cylinder 7 will misfire due to a bad coil over 70 miles an hour. So I hope that's my issue. Hopefully all I have to do is replace coil 7 and then it will fix my problem. That's my hope. You guys write in the comments if you think it's something else. Let's take a look under the hood. All you got to do is press this button. So under here we got the 6.0. This is paired to the 4L80E transmission, which is a very good pairing. The 4L80E is a lot better than the 4L60. It's a pretty tough transmission. These were designed by GM to go 200,000 miles by fleet use. So if you're using them for just personal use, it's going to go a hell of a lot further than that, because fleets often, the drivers just drive them like crazy. So I'm confident that this will get me well over 200,000 miles. So it runs good, as you can hear. There's really no ticks. You can hear a slight exhaust manifold leak when it's very cold out or when you first start it up, but it goes away. And you can see this side is new down there. It's this side that needs replacing. So there you go. When buying this truck, I had a very specific model in mind. I needed the extended cab to fit more people in, and I needed the 8-foot bed to tow my slide-in camper back there. So this was perfect for that. Taking a look inside, I've never had a truck this fancy before. We got automatic windows, automatic door locks, automatic power adjusting mirrors, push button 4-wheel drive, cruise control right there. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for the amenities. Oh, and it has a transmission temperature sensor, which is nice. So it's just your standard truck interior that folds into a middle seat and it opens up into a cargo spot. These seats are super comfortable. They're like couches. There's the back seat back here. It's a fairly clean truck apart from the junk you left me in the bed. I suppose just for you guys, I'll get a little dirty and show you the transmission fix. So this is the cable here. It actually looks like the zip tie fell off, but this is still staying on. I just put one around this because it kept falling off, but now it's not falling off again, so there we go. That's, I guess, good news maybe. I have to do something about this though. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. This is my new daily driver truck. I like it a lot. So I will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.